Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Lesson 8. In the last lesson, we talked about major bar chords. Now we'll talk about minor bar chords and learn about a new way to play chords called arpeggios. So check your tuning and we'll get started. Just as open E major and A major chords are the basis for major bar chords, open E minor and A minor chords give us the basic shape for minor bar chords. Open E minor is played by fretting the A and D strings at the second fret with your second and third fingers, and by strumming all 6 strings. Open A minor is played by fretting the D and G strings at the second fret with your second and third fingers, and the B string at the first fret with your first finger. Remember to leave out the low E string when you strum the A minor chord. Just like with the open E major chord in the last lesson, we're going to turn an open E minor chord into a bar chord shape using different fingering. Use your third and fourth fingers to fret the A and D strings at the second fret, giving you an E minor chord. Now slide both fingers up 1 fret, and with your first finger bar across all 6 strings at the first fret. Since F is the root on the 6th string, and we're playing a minor bar chord shape, this is an F minor chord. If some of the strings sound muffled, check to make sure that your first finger is pressed flat to the fretboard. You can also try moving your first finger to slightly different positions until you can hear all the notes of the chord. Since your second finger is free, if you're still having trouble, you can try pressing it down on top of your first finger to help the bar. Like the major bar chord, you can move this minor bar chord anywhere on the neck. At the second fret, it's an F sharp minor. G minor is at the 3rd fret. A minor at the 5th. B minor at the 7th fret. C minor is just above it at the 8th fret, and D minor is played at the 10th fret. This minor bar chord shape is very similar to the 6th string major bar chord shape we learned in the last lesson. To change a G minor bar chord to a G major, all you have to do is press down on the G string with your second finger, like this. Lift up your second finger, and you have a G minor chord again. The same applies to all the other 6-string minor bar chord shapes. Here's a C minor bar chord at the 8th fret, and using your second finger on the G string gives you a C major bar chord. Let's try an exercise going from A minor to A major, then from G major to G minor. We'll play 1 chord per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, A major, G major, G minor, again, A minor, Fifth string minor bar chords are based on the open A minor chord shape. Fret the open A minor using this fingering. Second finger on the first fret of the B string. Fourth finger on the second fret of the G string. And third finger on the second fret of the D string. Now slide those fingers up 1 fret and bar across the strings at the first fret with your first finger. You don't have to worry about the low E string in this bar chord shape because you won't be playing that string. This minor bar chord shape on the first fret is called B flat minor. Move it up 1 fret and it's a B minor chord. C minor is played at the 3rd fret. D minor at the 5th. E minor at the 7th fret. F minor is played at the 8th fret, and G minor is at the 10th. Changing a 5th string minor bar chord to a major chord isn't quite as easy as it is with 6th string chords. For example, here's a D minor chord at the 5th fret. To change it to a D major chord, the bar with your first finger can stay the same, but you need to lift up the other fingers and reposition them. Put your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers all on the 7th fret of the D, G, and B strings. Remember, you can use the other fingering for the D major chord with your 3rd finger barring the 3 strings if you find it more comfortable. Let's try an exercise just like the last one using these major and minor chord shapes starting on D minor, then to D major, down to C major, then to C minor. Play with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. D minor, D major, C major, C minor. Again. Take some time to work on getting this bar chord shape sounding good. If you try a little every day, it'll get easier. Knowing how to play major and minor bar chords with roots on the 5th and 6th strings will let you play a lot of popular songs. Arpeggios are chords that are played one note at a time, like this. There are lots of arpeggio patterns, but we're going to focus on a 12/8 pattern that you can use in the play songs section of this lesson. Start on the lower 4 strings of an open E chord. The first 3 notes are played with downstrokes. Then shift to upstrokes for the next 3. Let's give that a try. 3 and 4 and The song in the play song section of this lesson is the same 12/8 song that we played in lessons 4 and 5, but this time we'll be adding an arpeggio part using bar chords. For the verse, we'll be playing this. Start on a G major bar chord with root on the 6th string at the 3rd fret and play an arpeggio with all downstrokes on the lowest 4 strings like this. Then play a D minor bar chord with root on the 5th string at the 5th fret and play an arpeggio starting on the 5th string up to the 2nd string like this. Next, play an A minor bar chord with root on the 6th string at the 5th fret with an arpeggio on the lowest 4 strings. And the last chord of the verse is a C major bar chord. You can play it with the root on the 5th string at the 3rd fret, or with root on the 6th string at the 8th fret. Let's play that together. 3 and 4 and G, D minor, A, C. Again. The chorus uses E minor and G bar chords. It goes like this. Play an E minor bar chord with the root on the 5th string at the 7th fret and play an arpeggio with all upstrokes on the 4 highest strings. Then a G major bar chord with root on the 6th string at the 3rd fret with the same arpeggio. Let's try that. 3 and 4 and E minor, G major, again. The bar chords and arpeggios in the play song section of this lesson are pretty challenging. Start by practicing just one part of the song. Use the cycle button to repeat a section and the speed slider to slow it down. Practicing at a slower tempo will give you more time to transition between the chords. Take your time and try not to get frustrated. If you practice a little every day, within a few weeks you'll hear yourself getting a lot better. I hope you had fun. The next lesson, Lesson 9, is the last in this series. In it, we will look at some ways to improvise a solo using the pentatonic scale.